Hey, thanks for tuning in to Larger Curves today. Make sure you smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. I really appreciate you taking your time to pop into my channel. You know what we're doing today? Well, today we are listening to none other than Melody S. Holt of OWN Network's Love and Marriage Huntsville. They are currently in their third season over there. And in this interview that we're going to be listening to, that Melody had with the lady from Essence Magazine over there, well, it was a very good interview because the woman asked some questions that I, as a viewer, want to know the answer to.
Yes,
like,
finally.
Why
So,
did Melody
Essence,
decide to continue to
welcome,
do the show
Melody Holt,
after she found
who
out about
is, to
the
me,
infidelity
the star of Love
of
and Marriage
Martell
Huntsville.
Holt in the widely publicized
I
divorce
just love
and the
it.
fallings
Yes,
out
I
after?
love Love and Marriage
And
Huntsville.
also, how is
Girl,
she
we can
moving
dish,
forward? And does she
but
have any plans on getting back together with him?
no,
I
it's
hope
amazing.
not. But
It's
let's
an
listen
amazing
to
show,
what
and that's
she has to
so
say.
great that you say that because I actually want to start there. I want to start with going back 4 or 5 years ago, right? When you guys were working on building this show and the treatment. What was your vision for this? Because we're gonna flash forward, but tell me, back those 5 years ago, what were you really thinking and hoping that you would be bringing to the world with this show?
Our ultimate goal was to show, as people who renovate homes and have do home building, was to really show a young Black couple in that industry with an amazing, growing, beautiful family, who also at the same time believe in community service and giving back. And that was the goal to begin with. We thought that would be something amazing to show, because that was our real lives. That's what we were doing long before cameras were present. And we show people the industry that we were a part of. And it has its interesting stories on a day-to-day basis anyway. Times when, because you're dealing with foreclosure, so contractors go on properties and all kinds of things happen. Neighbors call the police, just anything. Animals found in the walls in the properties. So contractors would always have interesting stories from day to day, and we documenting this. Like, this is interesting, and then being able to see the beauty from taking a home from where it was initially upon arriving to what it looks like when you're done. So that was the original goal.
Yes. So let's flash forward 3-4 years later to where we are now. So I know when the show debuted, right, you were in this marriage and there was one picture of your marriage, but as women know, and I think anyone who's ever been in a relationship, you know that things are not always what they appear to be on the surface. When the show first started filming, did you have any inclination that possibly this was not a good time to bring cameras into your life?
So I'll be honest with you, when Carlos first reached out and stated that in our show and wanted to complete a full, pilot, I ain't doing no show. I'm out. I ain't checking. And look where I was, and that was because at that time, that was for the first time when I, really heard of infidelity in my marriage. And so I didn't want to do that or put it on television or any of that. The way that it came about was that, Carlos said, he said, look, okay, let's shoot the pilot. Let's just at least do that. And if you the same way, fine. If you decide you want to continue, if you guys end up working through it, because people do work through it sometimes, then we'll continue on. And so during that time frame from us shooting the pilot to OWN picking it up, our in a restoration phase. So I thought it was good. I think we were, back to being team power couple duo, Melody Martell Holt kind of. And so, I was like, shoot, all right, go. And unfortunately, things just kept continuing to occur over the years. But at the time of getting the show, I thought we were in a great spot.
Yeah, you thought you were in a better place. I have to say, I connect with you so much, girl. Sometimes I watch Love and Marriage Huntsville and I feel like I'm having an out-of-body experience, because some of the things that you have experienced, I have experienced, but it is not about me.
Well, sorry, I'm sorry that you have experienced that. I think that there are a lot of women who have, and a lot of our stories, we just unfortunately have been trained and taught not to talk about those on behind closed doors, which is, I have a big event tomorrow, Mimosas with Melody, and I'm super excited about that. Last year, because of COVID, I did a virtual Mimosas with Melody. But it's something about whenever you get to come together and actually be in one another's presence, and just really pull strength and pull, encouragement and empowerment from one another. So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. We have amazing people who sponsored DJW Consulting, B Grace Media, Andrea Rhea Design, Charles Beeson, B Co Art, as well as Credit Power LLC. So a lot of people who were like, you know what, we want to find this and support it. And so definitely looking forward to having a great time with some wonderful ladies tomorrow.
Yes, and you are the picture of a strong woman. I'm seeing a lot of pink and green in these comments. Are you okay?
I am Alpha Kappa, Alpha woman all day, every day.
Okay, so you're my soror. Okay, I knew. I knew it was. Okay, y'all. All right. Yes, I knew it's that energy in the row. Put those pink and green hearts in the comments for us so we can go up. That's wonderful. Tell us a little bit more about Mimosas with Melody tomorrow.
Yeah. So, so what I do, like I said, I'm so excited. I have been working really hard just to make sure it has an experience. So we have an amazing brunch that we'll have. It's a women's empowerment brunch. There will be 2 panel discussions. There will be some celebrity guests who are present. Some awards will be giving recognition. And, my panel discussions really center around one, business and women business. And then, of course, another one of my panels is centered around, overcoming adversity and being able to continue as you're waiting on the God said go. Like, how do you, continue to be okay until God says go? And so it'd be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so right there, what you just said just now, how, when you're talking about overcoming, right? How have the things that you've experienced changed who you are at your core, but in a positive way? Sometimes when you go through that fire, you come out on the other side just a new woman. Can you speak to that? Because a lot of people look at you as inspiration, just somebody who dealt with what you dealt with so publicly and is handling it with so much grace. So how can you speak to the woman that you are today after have gone through that fire? And I know you're still in a bit of fire, but as you travel through it.
For me, I will say it has been rewarding because it's forced me to get to know me and learn Melody all over again. And that has been the rewarding part. There has been a lot of, because when you're married and you're having children and businesses together and you're going here, sponsoring this, attending that, you don't get a lot of quiet time. I've had the most quiet time the past year because I actually left my marriage a year ago. I've had the most quiet time the past year than I've had in a very long time. And it has given me an opportunity to understand the importance of stillness, to understand the importance of peace, to be able to understand, like, look, these are going to be a part of your growing pains, but you're going to come out a better woman than you were when you went in. And so overall, I will be real and say I'm enjoying the growth. I'm in how I'm not perfect by any means, but even seeing how I react to certain things at certain times, it ain't the same reaction that I would have given a year ago. So just knowing that, I am very thankful that I've had an opportunity to learn me more and to get closer with my Father, and in that find calmness.
Yeah, and that is so true. You are on a journey towards healing and getting to a better place when the same stuff that would have broke you or had you acting a fool a year ago, it doesn't even get you there anymore.
Now, because now you can still get these. I still got triggers too. However, than it used to be.
Yeah, it's a lot better than it used to be. And in finding yourself, so you're talking about not having time to do a lot of things that maybe you were super passionate about. Well, right now, you found a lot of your passion in music, right? So can you tell us where that inspiration came from and how you were able to tap into something that you clearly love so much?
Did you say music? I think okay, absolutely. So, my first performance actually was when I was 5. And so my family has been supportive of me and I guess seen the gifts. And I think that's what's important to have children when God blesses you with those beautiful babies and gives you the gift of children, it's up to you to recognize where their talents are, and in that help them to help mold them to go natural gift that God has already given them. And so my family was definitely supportive of me and has kept me on the stage since I was 5. So I have been singing, performing, acting, all of that for a very long time. And now being able to, when I got married, started my business and putting all my effort there, and then building because we wanted, a lot of children, I put that on the back burner. And so going through such a public divorce, it really me to think, okay, how do I want to release that is positive for me, and that allows me to express my emotion, and it doesn't look like I'm coming off as angry, hurt, bitter, and all of that. And so for ages, people have been putting their experiences of life in music and song.
Yeah.
Pretty much been doing the same thing, and it has been rewarding, and it has been it's been good for me, and apparently it has touched a lot of people as well, because it did chart number 4 on the R&B charts. So I guess it's something a lot of people have been able to relate to and pull and feel that emotion in. Telltale.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song. So Telltale Signs, it did crack the top 25 and eventually go to number 4 on the Billboard chart. What was that accomplishment?
On the Apple R&B chart, we were in the running for the top 25. That weekend was our determination of being in that top 25. They emailed us. So we didn't quite make it to top 25 on Billboard that time. But don't worry, we coming back for it.
Okay, absolutely. But what did it feel like just to have such a grand reception for your single, and to know that you were going to be able to move on? When you go through something difficult, a lot of times in life, you need that sign, like you said, telltale sign. You need that sign that everything is going to be okay and that you're going to be able to move through. What did this reception mean to you?
I'm going to tell you, the amount of support that was received in a time that was still a little challenging for me was definitely lifting. I'm very grateful. I didn't expect, as a new recording artist, to be able, to even be in the running for such awards next to some of the biggest singers that we know. I was like, wow. But what I will say is that people can tell you that they believe in you and that they support you all the time.
All right.
Really support you or not, you don't know until it's time for them to support you. And so what I like to say is that numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. And so when you look at the numbers that had to be received in order for me to even get to that place, that's nothing but God, and that's nothing but people who love me and support me and believe in my purpose and believe in my vision. And so I'm so thankful for all of you out there who stream Telltale Signs and still doing it and doing the Telltale Sign Challenge and everything else. I'm so thankful for all of you, because it wouldn't have happened without the fans, period.
Yeah, in the words of Jay-Z, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So, back to Love and Marriage Huntsville, right? This season is highly charged. I mean, there's just so much going on. It kind of teeters a little on the line of being heavy. It might be a little bit heavy for people. Is it heavy for you? Is it heavy for you? Do you watch the show? Are you able to watch it? Sometimes it's so raw. It can be a little bit hard to digest. How do you feel about it? How are you able to go through all of this with the world watching on television?
So I do watch the show, and I usually live tweet while the show is airing. So I do enjoy watching the show because I love engaging with the audience and with the fans. Being able to talk about what's going on. For me, because I'm authentic in that moment and transparent in the moment that's on television, that doesn't change for me from day to day or from moment to moment. So I don't feel like, dang, I shouldn't have done that or I shouldn't have said that, because if I said it or did it, that's exactly, I don't.
Melody.
Huh? I mean, just being honest, like, I didn't mean to say that. Well, in that moment, you said exactly what you meant to say. You meant correct that you said it, because more than anything. And it's so crazy because I know people feel like, man, I get DMs all the time. I'm like, man, you really are encouraging me. I'm in that same situation you're in, or I've been there now, or I know someone who's there, my daughter, all kinds of stories. And while I understand people pulling strength from me, they just don't know that I pull strength from them as well. If I wake up and I'm having one of those bad days and I see all these different people depending on me and, pushing me and like, thank you, keep going. That's what it's about. That is what it's about. And it takes nothing but a quick second to drop something positive into someone's life and a positive affirmation for someone else. And I think that, that's what it's about. And that's why people come on my page with anything negative. I'll block them in a minute because I don't even need the energy. Don't need it.
Okay, y'all heard it here. Block, 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 block. Don't come. You're going to have to create about another 10 pages to get to Melody. Girl,
as soon as I block one and I see somebody start following me that's a fake page, block them too. Everybody blocked.
Everybody is blocked. So amazing. I have to ask, I love to ask people, what are 3 questions that you do not want to hear again? Because when I solicited, I have to ask you, I solicited questions from your fans, told them to tell us questions. So tell us 3 questions where you're like, y'all don't ask me this no more.
Okay. Please stop asking me if me and Martel can ever get remarried. Literally today I had someone in my DM and she said, fight for your man, embrace the baby, fight for your man. And I said, y'all killing me. That was my response to her. Y'all like, it is, it's hard for me to comprehend how much we encourage other women to stay in things that are healthy.
Dysfunctional, yes.
Toxic. I don't get it. So that right there, y'all can leave me, please. Don't even ask me that. Another question, do you think the TV show had anything to do with the downfall of your marriage? No. The fact of the matter is, it was exposed who the person was before television. I just thought that, we had turned a new leaf and it continued on. So TV didn't do it. It had already happened before that.
Yeah.
So that's another question. And then the other question is, are you dating? Like, I get that all the time. Like, if I am, y'all think I'm going to tell y'all right now? I just went through a public marriage, a public betrayal, a public divorce. Can I have something private if I want to for a minute? Leave me alone. So those...
Well, it's so funny that you say that because I definitely got all of those submissions, and that's why I wanted you to tell them. Multiple times I got all of those submissions, but I do want to say that Melody did not answer question number 3, so we can just give her the looky-loo eyes because we don't know what's going on over there, but we just want you to be happy and healthy and enjoying your life because you so deserve it.
Thank you so much. That's so funny that you got those questions, and we haven't even talked, today's live. So I'm telling the truth. I know. I DM all the time.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, I know what you're getting because I saw what people were sending to me. I was like, I'm not asking her that. But what advice would you tell Melody 5 years ago? If you could go back in time, the woman you are today, tell Melody 5 years ago, the woman that she was.
Yeah.
That she would listen to though. Because sometimes what you would have listened to then and now.
Yeah, absolutely. So 5 years ago, I would have been 30. That's another thing. I'm the youngest cast member on the show. So I would have been 35 years ago. And I think probably I would have, believe it or not, I wouldn't have told myself 5 years ago to walk away and leave my marriage at that time. I think that giving as many opportunities that I gave, the time that I gave, is what has allowed me to have no regrets and never have no second thought whatsoever about what if I had have, maybe I should have, do I want to go back? I think that I gave it enough chances and time to now I feel very content with my decision. So I know it may seem that I would say I should have left 5 years when I was, that's what I would have told myself. I think that I would have told myself at 30, that's a good question. I mean, I don't know. It's tough because I feel like so many things that happen the way they're supposed to happen, when they're supposed to, and how they're supposed to. So I have no regret. I have no maybe not work quite as hard, because I am.
That's a good one.
Huh?
That's a good one.
Yeah, maybe not work as much, you know. But I don't know if that would have made me happy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that would have made me feel happy. Not going after the things that I wanted to achieve. But, you know, it's good to try to have a little bit of balance when it comes to work and play. So,
for sure. And I have to ask, for women who want to be entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs like you are, and have the type of business that you have, what could you say to someone before going into a business with a spouse? What advice? Because I'm going to go into our fan submitted questions. Like, this is something that someone submitted. Like, I'm in a marriage right now, or I'm about to get married and we want to start a business together. What's your tip and advice to that woman?
So I have a quote that I've said and shared very frequently, which is, there's nothing greater than doing what you love with whom you love.
Mm-hmm.
Despite what happened with my marriage, I still believe in and love a great husband-wife team when it comes to killing it professionally and personally. You know? I think that's beautiful. You know, the only piece of advice that I would give is if you are working together, understand too that you've got to make sure that you have times when you only are just playing together. Because see, what happens in those business conversations come home and happen at the table also. And so sometimes it's almost like you're so intermingled, intertwined with one another when it comes to business, that, you know, the personal piece of it isn't necessarily getting the attention that it needs. Because you could be, I know for us, there were times when we were on, or I thought we were on, grind mode. It was like, shoot, we're finna get to it right now. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I can deal with you maybe not being as romantic as I would like for you to be, or, you know, spending as much quality time as I would like for you to be, because we're on a grind mode. So I can set or two to grind it out and, you know, do what we got to do. And so, you know, I just think there has to be clear communication as well if you're working with your spouse, because you don't want issues, you know, from business or not giving each other enough time to spill over.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said, number one advice, keep a separate checking account. All right, y'all.
And do that. So for the longest, we had just a joint account. We didn't have a separate checking account. We didn't get a separate checking account probably until like maybe 3-4 years ago, maybe. We had a joint account all that time.
Well, and it worked for you.
And it worked.
It worked for you, yeah.
Right, it worked for us. I say do what works best for you. Don't worry about what anyone else says, because everybody's different.
Okay. My last two questions. Marriage, love and marriage Huntsville. Who is on your good side right now on the show?
Okay. All except one.
Okay. Look. Yeah.
When I get along just fine with everyone except one.
That one. What do you think that it is with you and this one that just can't make it, just can't quite get it right?
Absolutely. So, well, for me, I think that I'm in a place where I've experienced a lot of growth, and I still have some healing that has to happen, but for the most part, I've had a lot of healing to happen. On the other hand, my ex-husband is in a place where everything's just now starting to hit him, and he's starting to feel everything. And so, that makes him angry, upset, bitter, say things that that he shouldn't say, and become a person that I'm not willing to entertain or even really communicate. I'm sorry. And so because of that, that's why because we're in two different places in life now. He's over here, trying to rebuild and dealing with, Mel has moved on, like it's really over. That's still just hitting him. And then I'm over here feeling great, happy, out of a toxic environment, at peace and calm. And we in two different spaces.
Yeah, two different. Now you really, you told me, because I think myself and the audience, we thought the one was somebody completely different. So we were like, oh, she's talking about Martel.
Who y'all thought I was talking about?
I thought you were talking about Tisha. Yes.
I watched the show. Okay. You guys saw the end of last season. You guys saw a moment at the end where the ladies, we came together. There were apologies given. There were some great conversations and a moment for us to be supportive of one another. So what I will say is, make sure you tune in this season. I think everyone is trying to grow.
Yes, absolutely. So Love and Marriage Huntsville has so much more coming for you guys.
Can I just say this? And I'm sorry, but let me go and be 100 about this. Listen,
100.
After last season, I was like, okay, now, because I'm gonna be real. Okay, so after last season, I was like, now look, every show has moments when they have their ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, next season probably gonna be a little, I don't know how we gonna top that. My shoes, I don't know how we about to top this one. But then we topped it.
Oh Lord, y'all gonna top it?
And so it's like, oh shoot, Carlos King and Kingdom Reign don't come to play, baby. Real talk, it's like, that was a good one. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh. Mm-hmm. So when I'm watching the show, like when I watched the first episode, this is what I'm used to. And I literally just had a conversation with somebody the other day. I said, I'm used to the first episode in a season premiere or new season, it being slow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was expecting. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a little slow, then it's gonna be a bit. Girl, when I watched that first episode the other week, I said, oh shoot, that's how I felt. I mean, I was like, okay. And what I will tell you what I always hope. I always hope that through our lives, our stories, us be there to try to learn, whether that's what to do, what not to do, business. When it comes to business, can friends go into business together? If they do, what are some things that might be some obstacles that you might want to address in the beginning? Like, there are so many different pieces to learn when it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville. So I hope, and now this season, co-parenting, like after divorce, what that looks like. So I hope people are tuning in to just really learn, and it helps everyone to be a better version of themselves.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Melody, you are officially a member of Black Girl Magic headquarters.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Remember to tune in to Love and Marriage Huntsville on the OWN network. Melody, remind us what time, what day. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So make sure you guys tune in to the only Oprah Winfrey Network every Saturday, 9/8 Central Standard Time, for Love and Marriage Huntsville, because it's up and it's stuck.
Okay. That was the perfect way to end it. All right, everybody, you heard it here. So see you later and have an amazing event tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. We see y'all in the comments. Love you guys back.
Bye-bye.
I told you it was a good little interview. She answered my question about why she wanted to get on the show even after finding out about infidelity, and whether or not she has any plans on getting back together with that fool. So I don't think she should, and I'm glad to find out that Melody has more sense than the average bear, because she is not looking back and only looking forward. She has found her peace and is totally stepping into it. Woo-wee! Can we get a shout out to Peace of Mind? Hello. Anyway, leave a comment down below. How do you feel about peace of mind over status? That's basically what happened. She could have stuck it out for a while longer for the image of a power couple, but she decided her peace of mind was worth far more. Anyway, I'm going to continue to watch Love and Marriage Huntsville this season, and I hope that you will too. Thanks again for popping in to Larger Curves today. Make sure you smash the like button and smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.